Hello everyone, Grampa Grit here on the Grit and Grunt channel. Thanks for joining me today. Today is Friday, July 28th, 2023. It's Friday morning, just coming up on 9 a.m. here. I just got back from the podiatrist and I am trying out my new ankle brace this morning. I've got my shoes on, got my ankle brace on. It turns out I've got a couple torn ligaments in my foot after all. Had an MRI last week and found out um, they don't think I necessarily have a torn ligament on this side where the pain was, but they're saying there's two ligaments on the other side, on the outside of my right foot, that look to be partially torn. And I guess that's from compensating from the pain on the other side, and it's what came out in the MRI. He was surprised that it isn't causing me any major pain on the outside of my foot and that I've got the pain on the inside of my foot. But at this point, we're not going to do any surgery. We're just going to try and see if it remains in the current state that it is. It's not giving me too much trouble, but we definitely took running off of the palette of things that I can do to stay in shape. So we're going to be relying on the Bowflex even more. So I'm going to go ahead and start my exercise routine today, kind of show you what it's evolved into over time. It is slightly different than what we started out with originally. And I'm going to come around here and set up the tension rods on each side. I've already got the right side set. Now I'm setting the left side, setting it at 80 pounds, which I'm actually not going to pull. I'm just using that as basically a ballast to hold me while I do my first back exercise. Now, I have demonstrated this on a prior video, and it's been working out really well, so I'm making it part of the regiment. All right, I get my feet under there. Now I've got, like I said, I got my shoes on. I don't normally wear shoes when I do my exercises, so this is kind of unusual, but I've got my ankle brace in place, and the ankle brace is just supposed to give me more support so I don't do more damage to that foot. And let's hope I don't. So when I start out, this is kind of like a warm-up exercise in a way, but it's also a strengthening exercise for the back muscles, the lower back, lower to mid back, I guess is the best way to describe that. So I first put my hands behind my back. My first set is like this. And then what I do is I just pull up and arch my back like that. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I really feel that in the small of my back. Those muscles there are being tensioned. Also can feel a little bit of in the abdomen as well as I lift myself up. So then for the second set, I've been putting my hands out kind of like Superman. I'm not stretching all the way out though. I'm actually clenching my fists and pulling my hands back a little bit. And while I'm lifting up and arching, I'm also lifting my arms and tensioning the back muscles in the mid and upper back as well. So that goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So notice how I'm using the leg attachment station. I'm putting my ankles underneath the foam pads in the back, and that's providing me the support that I need. And I've got 80 pounds of tension on there. So I've got a high amount of tension, so it'll just support my body as I pull up and back and arch my back. Of course, I'm not pulling with the pulling with the legs other than just holding them in place. We'll be doing the full leg curl here, but I'm going to have to reduce the tension. I can't do those at 80 pounds. 80 pounds of tension on each side, that's just a bit high right now. Okay, and then the third set I've been doing for these back exercises, putting my hands behind my head. This is quite a bit harder. I don't know if it's that much more beneficial. So I might just keep doing the Superman type like this. But right now I'm still trying these with the hands behind the back or behind the neck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, now I'm going to move into leg curls. So I'm going to reduce the tension. I'm going to start out with 40. And by the way, when I'm doing those arches there, pulling the back muscles like that, I can feel it in the back of the legs as well. So a 30 and 10 on each side gives me 40. And this will be where we start out our leg curls. So one of the problems, with the feet, with the issues with the right foot, the doctor recommended that I don't run, and I have to concur. I think doing the interval running might have been what kind of set the foot off with some of its problems. So I'm disappointed about that, but I'm going to have to find another way to do a little bit of cardio and get the volume VO2 up to max. I don't know how much cardio I can do on the Bowflex here, but this would be the way to do it. Would be these big leg muscles and a lot of reps. So I'm going to probably do a couple extra reps of this today. We'll get started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to go up some more. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So if I start doing more reps here, I'll be burning more calories. I'm going to kind of use it as a replacement for running, and just get a little more, hopefully get a little more cardio action going here. So at 40, that's pretty light. I can do more reps and get more calories burned, go a little longer, and then I'll move up to 50 now. These are getting easier. I am gaining strength in the legs. So 50 is coming on pretty easily here. Okay, second set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, I'm going to do a couple more for good measure here. There we go. Okay. That's the second set. I'm going to take a couple deep breaths. Continue on here. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, one more here. We're gonna hold it. I'm gonna try to burn some calories and really challenge these muscles. There we go. All right. Now I'm just gonna go back to 40, and I'm gonna do another set of 20 or so, just to give these muscles a bit more exercise. Again, just looking for a way to burn more calories, get more exercise, get a little cardio, get my breathing going a bit more. Since I'm not able to run, I just need to do more on the Bowflex for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. So if you just want to burn some calories, Bowflex can do it. Just lower your tension a bit, do more reps, and you're gonna exercise your muscles to the point of like a cardio type response, and you'll feel your breath, your breathing go up, your breathing rate. All right, now leg extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can do the same thing here. Just go up 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Just throwing extra reps in there, burning extra calories, getting the breathing going a bit more. Now I'm going to go up to 50 on each side. And if we keep the pace up, that will keep our breathing up. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to do a few extra. 13, 14, 15. Okay. Take a few breaths. Let the legs recover a bit. All right, here we go. Another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Throw a few more in there. 13, 14, 15. Okay, now we're going to hold. Nice and slow. Feel the burn. Back down. Take a couple deep breaths. Push it out again. Push as hard as you can. Feel that burn. Hold it for a few seconds and release. Okay. We're done with the leg station. I'm going to change out here to my little ankle bracelets. And we're going to do lying leg extensions. 40 pounds on each side. Get the other side set up here. Gonna get the leg station disattached. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about one of the problems I'm having right now. And I'm sorry I'm not facing the camera, but I am setting up here. But one of the problems is I've stalled on weight loss. So the last few weeks, as you may, if you've been watching my videos, you may be aware that I've had some general issues with joint soreness, with my foot and ankle, of course, which I've already mentioned again today. And just general fatigue, but that all is going away now. Now, one of the benefits, let me throw this to the side, but one of the benefits of the visit to the podiatrist that I've had, and I'm just setting this out of the way and getting the pin in place. So one of the advantages of the visit to the podiatrist is he put me on an anti-inflammatory pharmaceutical that has really helped with the inflammation, and I feel much better now, much stronger overall. The inflammation is down. I was having problems with this forearm, and it was affecting this bicep as well. That all seems to have cleared itself up, so now I have full strength on the left side again. And of course, my foot is feeling better. That wasn't really interfering with my Bowflex, but it was interfering with running and that sort of thing, and lunges. So I think I can still do lunges, so I'll probably add that back to the repertoire. And let's see here, let's just try a lunge here. Yeah, I think I can do the lunges just fine. Yep. So I'll probably go back to doing some lunges and see how that goes, but I'm definitely not going to do the running. And I might have some trouble getting these around my shoes. Let me see here. If I do, I'm just going to take them off. Yeah, they're not going to go. Or maybe I can just use the shoes here to hold them. Let's try that. So the inflammation's much better. One of the things I noticed is when I was going through that funk of a few weeks where I just didn't have the full strength, and I was dealing with all the sore joint issues and the tenderness in the forearm and stuff, I was just kind of going through the motions and using more of the minimum type tensions, keeping my conditioning, but I wasn't really gaining strength. So I'm going to go ahead and do a set of these. There we go. That looks like that's going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I wasn't able to challenge my body to go full strength. And now this last week, I've been able to go to much higher tensions. And I think that's going to help with the muscle growth and some weight loss. But I'm also considering going to a keto diet and an intermittent fasting type of routine. It's called a 14-10, where you can eat during 10 hours of the day and then you fast for 14 hours. And I think that might help with the weight reduction too, because I've stalled on the weight reduction. I'm sitting at about 163 pounds. And I want to get down to 155 at least initially. So I'm going to be making some changes in diet too, and possibly do the intermittent fasting. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try that at least a few days, 3 or 4 days a week, and see what impact that has as well. Okay, second set. And these are a little harder to do with shoes on because I can't pull them quite as far because the tension rods seem to be bottoming out. I guess I can move in just a little closer. Let's see if that helps. I'm moving down a little bit. Let's see if I can get the legs up further here. Here we go. One. Yeah, that does help actually. I'm going to move down just a bit more. There we go. All right, let's try that. One. Yeah, that's great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. That was the second set. Take a few deep breaths. There we go. And last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew, man, is that burning? 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Whew, that was tough. All right, now I'm going to switch to the hand holds. And we're going to do some lat rows here. So the ketogenic diet, I've been doing some research on it, both in listening to some, sounds like advice from doctors on YouTube, and just some general research in general on some medical sites. Sounds like a pretty good way. It's like helpful to build muscle, avoid insulin spikes, avoid spiking your sugar or glucose in the blood, which sounds like it wreaks havoc with your system overall. So the basic thing is to avoid sugars and carbohydrates. It'll be high in protein and high in fat, and I'm looking for high in fiber as well. So protein, fat, and fiber is kind of the way I'll be doing it. So what I thought I was going to do at first is assemble a list of foods that qualify and see how I can fit those into my diet. I'm going to go ahead and do the first set here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, I'm going to go up in tension from 40 to 50. And then as far as the intermittent fasting, I think the general strategy would be, okay, if I can eat during one 10-hour window and then I have to fast for 14 hours, probably the best thing for my situation would be to complete my eating for the day by 8 p.m. at night, and then not eat again until after 10 a.m. the following morning. So that would be 14 hours, because 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. is 12 hours. Add 2 more and you get to 10 a.m. And I think I can easily do that if I have my last meal before 8 p.m., thereabouts, just before 8 p.m., finish eating, and then not eat until after 10 a.m. I think that seems very doable for me. I've never been a big breakfast person anyways. So, and then of course I'll be sleeping a good portion of that time. So I think it's something that's doable, and I like the benefits that it sounds like from intermittent fasting. Of course, I'm not a doctor, and that's not a recommendation for anybody. But if you want to do some research, you can look up the 1410 intermittent fasting. If you do a search for that, you'll find information. Stay with the reputable sites and see what you can find out about that. And then also the keto diet, ketogenic diet. There's lots of information as well about that from various sources. Okay, I've got 50 pounds on each side. Now we're going to do another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, let's shake it out a second. Sometimes it's good just to release the handles, shake everything out, take a few deep breaths, and I'm going to breathe in really deeply here and hold it for a little bit. Trying to open up the lungs, stretch out everything in the chest cavity. What I do is as I'm breathing in and I fill that cavity, I try to take a couple extra breaths in while I'm full and just see if I can jam pack as much in there as possible. Just to make sure I'm fully stretched out. I want to keep that lung capacity at maximum. Okay, here we go, last set. A little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, the last few there, just a little bit slower. And now I'm going to go to a reverse fly for the back. I was doing that crossover fly, but I found the reverse fly does just as adequate a job, and it's just a little easier. I don't want to say easier to do, but just not as complex, and actually feels like it has a better impact overall on the back muscles. For the back and shoulders, I'm using just 20 pounds on each side. It's a fairly new exercise for me, so we're not going super high tensions. Plus, this one is more difficult to do with high tension because you're getting your arms out there a ways, and these muscles in the back can't quite pull as much as, for example, as the chest muscles. At least not yet. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, I'm going to move up just a hair. All right, I'm focusing on the back muscles, so I'm trying to really squeeze them as I pull back. This is also nice because the crossover one was a little more complicated with the chance of the cables hitting. But by just keeping them outside here, it's just a little smoother, easier to manage. And like I said, it feels just as effective as that crossover one I was doing. And I can actually get the hands back a little bit further, which I think actually accentuates the pull of the back muscles. And with any of these exercises, if you really just want to focus on the muscles, you can just pull about halfway. And if you can even shut your eyes if you want to really help focus. And you can, by doing that, you can really focus and tighten up the muscles that you're trying to target. It does help me sometimes to just do that and hold in a position, like I said, about halfway, and then really focus on tightening those muscles that you're aiming for, right, in the exercise. So then when you go through the full rep and range of motion, you'll feel it. You'll feel it right in those muscles. So give that a try sometime if you feel like you're having difficulty hitting the right muscle group. All right, here we go. Another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, letting the arms just drop, letting the muscles relax now. Taking a few deep breaths. Getting the lungs full. Sometimes to get the lungs full, you want to arch the back a little bit. Lift the head up. And really draw it in through the mouth. You can go through the nose too. I generally draw in through the mouth, although they say a lot of places I've seen on the internet says to draw in through the nose and exhale, expend the breath through the mouth. Expel it, I guess is the right word. Expel through the mouth. In through the nose, expel through the mouth. You can try it that way too. I don't really have a preference. It works either way for me. Okay, last set. We're really going to focus and target these mid-back muscles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I felt a little twinge on the left side. I kind of let off of it a second of being careful not to pull something or have a spasm. And I got away with that one. Muscle seems to be fine and relaxed. Another thing I do, and again, I'm not a doctor, this isn't a recommendation, but I generally take a 250 milligram magnesium tablet with some water before I start my exercises, and that seems to help with any muscle spasms that I might have. It has cleared them up. I used to have problems with my calf muscles tightening up to the point I was getting pain, and I went and got some advice from the doctor, and that was the advice that I got from the doctor was take 250 milligrams of magnesium daily to avoid the spasming, and it definitely has helped and gone away, and in fact those muscles are quite loose now even after a workout, so that has helped. Again, not a professional recommendation. I'm not a doctor, but it has worked for me. All right, now I am going to do shoulder presses. I've got the bench in the right position. I'm going to start out with 30 on each side. Again, be careful when you're setting up your tension rods. Keep them away from your face and head, and always cup them so that you can keep them away from your body. So if you should accidentally release one, you don't hit yourself and do do yourself bodily injury, as they say. All right, shoulder presses. Straight overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to move up 10 pounds on each side. That was a good warm-up. I have been able to increase the tension on these shoulder presses, and if you recall from my prior videos, I have been dealing with frozen shoulder for over 2 years, but that has seemed to progress to the point where I have full strength now when I want to do shoulder presses. I still do get quite a bit of noise in the shoulder when I roll it over. I can still hear cracking in there. I'm not sure if that comes out on the microphone or not. Oop, now it went away. That's good. But it was cracking there a few times. The other shoulder is completely silent, never makes that noise. But I get quite, there it is again, get quite a bit of cracking sound in there from the ligaments. But I have full range of motion and I have my strength back now. So I'm extremely happy about that. All right, now we're at 40 pounds on each side. We're on set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Taking a few deep breaths, opening up the chest cavity, filling it as much as possible, taking in a couple extra breaths. Okay, last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. One more for good measure here, nice and slow. All right. Now I'm just going to go just to see if it's possible here. I'm going to go to 50 pounds. So this is where I wasn't going and doing extra the last few weeks. Now that a lot of my soreness issues have gone away, I feel like I can do this again now, really challenge myself to see if I can push higher tensions. So let's see what we can do here with 50 on each side on the shoulder presses. We'll see how many we can do, and if we can get the full 12 in, that would be fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that was everything I could do to get 12, but I got them. Feeling good about that. Let's go back to 40. And we've got 3 more exercises to do. Triceps, bench press, and chest flies. We do these on an incline. And we'll start at 40 to warm up, but I think we'll increase the tension here as well. Got to reach back for these. Let's just start out with the chest fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I just consider that a warm-up. I'm also going to do the bench press as a warm-up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, I'm going to go up to 50 pounds and I'm going to use the full 50-pound rod. I think I'm just going to separate the triceps and save that for last. I'm going to try to do 3 sets of each of these chest flies and bench presses with 50 pounds. So we just did a light warm-up set for each one. Let's see if we can do 3 full sets at 50 here. Let's start out with bench press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Recovery, and set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that's the second set. A couple deep breaths, repositioning, and last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I think that was 12. We'll just do an extra one in there. Okay. That was 3 sets. Okay, now we're going to do the chest fly with 50 pounds on each side. 3 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's getting warm. All right, set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that 50-pound rod is definitely more challenging. Okay, last set. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, now I'm going to do triceps. And then I realized I forgot to do biceps, so we'll come back and get that. While we have the bench in the incline position, we'll get triceps first, and then we'll flatten the bench out and come back and get the biceps. So this is kind of reverse order. I normally do the biceps before the triceps, but that's okay. Sometimes it's good to mix things up a bit. Let's see how it comes out. All right, using the hand hold with the back strap on the back side of the hands here, 40 pounds on each side. Tricep extensions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And one more for good measure. Nice and slow release. All right, I'm going to go up 10 pounds. I'm not going to use the 50-pound rod, though. I'm just going to add a 10-pound rod to the stack here. So now I've got a 30, 10, 10, 50 on that side. There's a 30, 10, and I'll pull in another 10 for that side. All right, let's see if we can do 3 sets with the 50 on here. Really want to challenge these triceps. I've had good muscle growth, and I want that to continue. I want to continue to see the triceps grow. And like I said, to focus on the weight and how we're going to deal with the weight issue. I want to definitely lose at least another 8 pounds, get down into the 155 zone, mid 150s, and see how that looks. Interestingly, one of the things about weight, I was looking up the ideal weight scale for my height. I'm 5'7", or just about 5'7", probably 5'6 3/4". And the weight scale for 5'7" is 133 pounds to about 163 pounds. So right now I'm at the top end of that scale, and I'd like to be more towards the middle. I said 155 pounds initially, but after we get there and we see how things look, we might even have to go a little bit lower. I'd like to be right in the middle, right in the mid-range of the ideal weight scale. And like I said, I was surprised to see it was all the way down to 133 pounds, but 133 to 163 is quite a range. And again, I'm at the top of that range right now. My BMI is still coming out. According to my weight and height, they're still saying my BMI is high in the mid-20s. So I'd like to see that come down for health's sake. All right, here we go. 3 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that's set number 1. Taking a couple deep breaths for recovery. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. One more for good measure. Well, I'm getting through 12 of these on each set. That's a good sign. And I'm up to 50 pounds of tension. I'm feeling the burn though. Okay, gonna relax the arms for just a second. Take a couple more deep breaths. Getting that oxygen in. Okay, last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good deal. All right, now we've got biceps to do. So like I said, I'm going to flatten the bench back out here. Get in position for biceps. I think I'm nice and warmed up and loose. I can get started right at the 50 here and do my 3 sets. We'll call that good. And if that feels a little light, I'll go to the 50-pound rod and add from there. Here we go. First set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That felt good. I'm just going to stick with that. I keep seeing more and more of the veins in my biceps and just the veins in the arm in general. They're all growing. That's a great sign. Being able to deliver more blood and nutrients to the muscle, or muscles, I should say, just generally all around. Okay, set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm trying to make the focus of the workout not so much around the biceps. I mean, big biceps are nice and all, but that's not really my focus. My focus is the musculature around the entire body, and especially in the core areas. But you know, it's just part of the program, though. We're going to do the biceps as well. So here's the last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. When I had that sore forearm, that kind of, from the point of view of my exercise program, it kind of helped me not focus so much on the biceps anyways. And really my focus is more on just total mobility, keeping my body healthy and strong, reducing the weight, converting fat into muscle, reducing the fat on my body altogether. And now I'm looking for the health benefits. So the next big change, like I mentioned earlier, will be diet. What we're gonna do, just to recap, is I'm looking at a ketogenic diet. I'm going to make a list of foods that qualify and see how I can work that into my daily meal plans. I'm also looking at intermittent fasting, 14-10 type intermittent fast, where you would have your meals during a 10-hour window of the day, and then you would fast for 14 hours until you can start eating again. And like I said, that kind of works for me, 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. kind of thing, where I don't normally eat. I think I can make that window fairly readily. So, and then just to recap on the injuries, I did go to podiatrist this morning. I got this really nice ankle brace that's helping. I do have a couple torn ligaments in the outside of my foot, as well as I've been having pain around my ankle and arch, but the MRI that I had next week did not confirm that that's torn. But the ankle brace was recommended for helping and supporting when I am walking around and doing my normal activities and my work routine at my job. So hopefully that will continue to improve, but for now, just no more running. Running just puts too much pressure on it, and I'm going to try to get some healing. That's why I like the Bowflex. It is basically non-impact, no impact to my feet and ankles. So this is a tremendous machine. It works great for me, and really enjoying it. And I'm going to be looking to get more parts and pieces to this thing so I can make this particular model, which is now 20 years old, last as long as me, hopefully. Just to give you a recap of all my injuries, my frozen shoulder has completely gone away as far as my ability to I have full range of motion, although I do feel just a little bit of pain in there when I do that, but I can do that without an issue. I can lift like this without an issue and put full power on it, as you saw when I was doing the shoulder presses. The forearm problem that I mentioned in a prior video, that has gone away. The tenderness there is all gone, so now I can do full tension on that arm as well. And then, of course, I just talked about the foot and ankle issues, so that has totally eliminated my ability to run, unfortunately. And that was one of my biggest things when I started, is I said I wanted to be able to run still. But unfortunately, at 61 years of age, with that foot injury, that foot problem, it really wasn't an injury. I didn't do anything in particular to injure it. It's just developed from regular use, from the constant walking and pounding, and I probably aggravated it when I did do the interval running. So that's eliminated for now. I think I can still do lunges, so we're going to add lunges back in, see how that goes. So now you have an idea of what I'm going to do on diet, and I'll get more specifics as I get into that. But again, looking at a ketogenic diet, elimination of sugars, elimination of carbs, so just protein, fats, and fiber, and then 14-10 intermittent fast. And again, these are not recommendations. I'm not a medical professional. Please do your own research and consult with your doctor to decide what's best for you. I'm going to continue on the Bowflex 5-6 days a week. It's been working great for me. I'm still doing the crunches on the inversion table. In fact, I'm going to go do a couple more sets of that right now that I'm finished with the Bowflex. And that will be my exercise for the day, other than when I get to work tonight and do my normal shift activities. I hope you have a great day, great weekend. I'll try to provide another update periodically here. Hopefully get a couple videos out during the week. It was a busy week this week with all the doctoring activities and such. So I just got this video in. I think we're in week 17 now already. So consider this the end of week 17 progress report and update. That's all I have for today. I can't think of another thing. I think I talked about every topic I had to talk about. So I hope you have a great weekend. This is Grampa Grit on the Grit and Grunt channel, and we'll see you on the next video.